All right, new problem, but same process. We are going to read that question first. Again, understand your goal, interpret your information, and then get a solution going. So here we are. It says if the temperature is C equals 25 degrees Celsius, what is F? So let's make sure that we don't, again, rush so much that we forget what's obvious in front of us. Because when we read a question that starts with the word if, it's super easy to confuse the first thing you see. So like if the temperature is C equals 25 degrees Celsius, you might think that you've read the question. Oh, I'm looking for C. No, not quite. It's giving you conditional information here. Everybody, what we're really trying to find is not C, but what we're really trying to find is F. That's what we want. So again, being able to interpret the information is way more important than being fast at calculating, because one mistake and you can be solving for the complete other thing. So with that, here we go. We want to find F. We have our equation right here, the relationship between Fahrenheit and Celsius. F equals 1.8 C plus 32. So right here, booyah, and we have everything written out. Now, what we have is the value of C given to us. C is 25 degrees Celsius. So that means that we are not going to replace F with 25. We are replacing C with 25. That's what we're doing. So we'll go ahead and do that right now. And let's rewrite what we have. We have F equals 1.8 multiplied by 25. And then we'll add that product with 32. And I'll say that again. We're going to add that product to 32. It's very possible that in that rush to try to get this question right as quickly as you can, you might have settled on the first thing you saw after this calculation. But remember, we have to make the plan to go all the way through. We're not going to be done once we find a convenient number. We're done when we are done. So let's go ahead and focus on the calculation now. We know what we have to plug in. We just did. And now let's multiply. 1.8 and 25 is what we're going to multiply first. Before I do, allow me to fix that terrible handwriting there. Perfect. So let's go ahead and handle the multiplication. As always, when we handle decimals, we're going to be multiplying, ignoring that decimal, and then we'll bring that decimal back. So here we are. 25 multiplied by 1.8. We are going to have 5 times 8, which is going to be 40, and we'll carry that 4. Then we have 2 multiplied by 8, which is 16. Carry that 4, and that gets us to 20. Then we'll move forward by adding a 0, because now we're going to start on this place value. So here we are. We'll have 5 multiplied by 1, and then 2 multiplied by 1. Add all this together, and we end up what seems like 450. However, everybody, how many decimal places are we bringing back? Just 1. Because on the top here, no decimal places. On the bottom, we have 1 right there. Again, it's both of these together that we add up the decimals for. Thankfully, we only had 1 to deal with, so we bring 1 back. So there we are. We have 45, and this is the part where you can be victim to getting got. It's not going to be D. It is not going to be D. We have to go ahead and finish the problem because we have 45 from this part here. We have 45, and now we're adding 32. And once we do that, 45 plus 32, that leaves us with a final result here of 77 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's what makes the correct answer not D, but actually A. Again, 77 degrees Fahrenheit, and there we go. So new problem, and it's going to be the same way we're going to begin. We're going to start off with the question sentence. So the question sentence, the actual question statement, how many are available for checkout? Right there. Again, how many are available for checkout? We have a lot of extra conditional information in that sentence, like after removing this many books, receiving this many donated books, and reserving this many for display, how many are available for checkout? So there are definitely a lot of words here. We have got to sort through and make sure we understand what we have got to do. So let me right over here, highlight that. How many are available for what again? Go ahead and help me out there. Repeat that out loud or in the chat box. How many are available for what? For checkout. Not for viewing, not for counting, but for checkout. Sounds good. So let's understand how we're going to interpret the information given what we want. How many are available at the end to be checked out? So here it says a storage room has 5 shelves with 22 books each. Okay, I'll just log that for a moment. 5 shelves, 22 books each, so we can figure out how many books that is for sure. Then it says after removing 18 damaged books, everybody, if we are removing 18 damaged books, what operation is that hinting at? That's telling you what? Oh yeah, that's subtraction. That is subtraction, and I will highlight that in purple. So removing 18 damaged books. Then it says receiving 36 donated books. What operation are we thinking of there, everybody? That's addition. Again, if we receive, we're bringing in 36 books for checkout. And then it says reserving 12 for display. If we're reserving 12 for display, are those available for checkout, everybody? Not quite, right? If they're reserved for display, it means that its purpose is being saved for something other than the primary, other than being checked out. We reserve 12 for display, which means that we will not count those 12. So in green, we have the books that we can count, and in purple, we have the books that we need to take away. So we have, first up, 5 shelves multiplied by 22 books each, and with some mental math, that'll be 110. If you want to go ahead and see it done, that'll be 22 multiplied by 5. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 5 is 10, carry the 1, is 11. So we have that there. We have 110 books from that first bit. Then we see that we need to subtract the 18 damaged books, add in the 36 donated books, and then take away the 12 that were reserved for display. So there we are. There's the math that we need to do. 110 minus 18 plus 36 minus 12. And so when we consider the math that we're about to do, the calculation, we can make our life a little easier. We can make a life a little easier because we don't have to go 110 minus 18, 92, then plus 36 to get 128, then minus 12 to get down to 116. You know, if we can't expect ourselves to do that mental math very quickly, then what I will say is do this. Bring your subtractions together, because if you're going to subtract 18 and you're going to subtract 12, everybody, what is that the same as? If you're going to subtract 18 and subtract 12, that's like subtracting what in total? That's like subtracting how much in total? Yeah, that's going to be subtracting 30 in total. If I take away 18 and take away 12 right after, that's like taking away 30. So I'm going to write that out. I'll take away 30. And then when I bring together the 110 and then the 36, we could bring those together first, or you could just look at the plus 36 and minus 30. Everybody, what's going to happen when we mix plus 36 and minus 30 together? What happens when we mix those together? Yeah, that's just 6. 36 minus 30, that is just a net gain of 6. How much easier does that make this problem? A lot easier, because you have the 110 plus the 6, and that is 116. And there we are. Again, the mental math allows us to compartmentalize, split and glue things together, and that's the beauty of it. The correct answer here is answer choice A, 116.